today's episode of Unleashed, we're going to take a look at the proper procedures for greasing your machines. In this video, we'll cover two machines, the SC5540 and a larger chipper, the CH1015H. Although we're looking at two machines, all of the procedures, the identification of locations apply to all of the machines in the Bearcat family. Let's start off with a few things to note regarding how and when to grease.
Never attempt to service bearings until the engine is shut off and battery disconnected. Use only lithium-based grease. Polyurea and lithium-based greases are not compatible. Do not over-grease bearings. Overfilling can lead to excessive heat and/or unseating of the seals. Add grease slowly and under light pressure. When possible, rotate bearing while lubricating.
Now we're going to look at where to grease on the machines. New for 2021 production models is a grease label that identifies on the machine each location that needs grease applied.
All grease zerk locations are labeled by a nearby grease gun decal. In certain locations, grease zerks have been relocated using grease hoses, allowing grease application without the need to remove shields. Grease zerks can be found for the following, dependent on your model.
The first model we're going to look at is the CH1015H. Going over this model will give you a good idea of the locations for all of our 5 to 10 inch hydraulic feed chippers.
Let's start on the back side of chipper housing, as there are 3 of them in that area. Moving on to the rear input shaft bearing, it contains 1 grease zerk. Now let's take a look at the feed roller, as it contains 2 grease zerks. For ease of adjustment, we have included a grease zerk for the discharge chute as well. Last but not least, there are a total of 5 on the PTO drive shaft.
The next model we'll look at is the SC5540. This model will give you a good representation of where the grease points are on our 4 to 5 inch gravity feed chippers.
First location is the front rotor bearing zerk. Moving to the back side of the rotor, we have included a grease zerk there as well. There are 2 grease zerks on the right side of the 3-point frame. Lastly, let's move to the back chipper input shaft zerk.
A common question is how often to apply grease. For a PTO shaft, it is every 8 hours of use. Shafts that are running at high speeds, like your rotor bearings and your input shafts, should be greased every 50 hours. Shafts and bearings that are running at lower speeds, like a feed roller bearings, should be greased every 100 hours. Other items that are very low speed or infrequently adjusted, like your belt engagements, your belt tensioners, and your rotation for the discharge chute, should be greased as needed.
Please note on applicable models, lubrication information can be found in the service section of your DDC controller. An additional resource regarding machine-specific information, see Owner's Manual for complete system maintenance and lubrication instructions.
Thank you for tuning in to another video of Unleashed. Hopefully the information we provided is useful and provides you some insight on how and when to grease your Crary Bearcat equipment.
Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell to be alerted anytime a new Unleashed video drops. Thanks for tuning in, and see you next time.